As you know, there is a saying that a good name is better than gold and silver, yes? But in Islam, a good name is beyond better than gold and silver. A good name is everything that will entail or grant one the permission to be given Jannah, paradise. And I'll describe why. The example I want to give is from Surah Al-Yasin. For anyone who wants to see a surah that has the heart of the Quran, recite Surah Al-Yasin, as was said by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Why is Surah Al-Yasin so important? Because it talks about faith. It talks about belief. It reassures the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, إِنَّكَ لَمِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ عَلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. It reassured him that he was on the straight path. But Yasin was about a man known as Habib al-Najjar. Habib was a carpenter, a very simple man, a carpenter, but became wealthy over time. But Allah tested him with blindness. So for many years, Habib went to different places looking for a cure for his sight. He paid as much money as he could, but his sight never came back to him until he met with 3 messengers who they said they could heal him of his sight. And what did they do? They prayed to Allah. Allah granted him his sight, and he began to ask them, what will I give you to thank you for my sight returning to me? And they said to him, we do not want anything from you, we only want you to believe. And there and then Habib said, Amantu billah, I believe, and Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, I testify that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah. These messengers continued to preach in this particular town or city, and all of the people kept on disbelieving and turning away from them. And so they were on their way to kill these messengers. And from nowhere, Habib, who was an elderly man, had grown old. وَجَاءَ مِنْ أَقْصَى الْمَدِينَةِ رَجُلٌ يَسْعَى. A man came from the highest part of the city, rushing to them and telling them, look, don't do this, don't kill these messengers. اتَّبِعُوا الْمُرْسَلِينَ. Follow them. اتَّبِعُوا مَنْ لَا يَسْأَلُكُمْ عَجْرًا وَهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. Follow those who are not asking you for a reward, but only want your guidance. Habib alone stood against an entire mammoth nation, an entire city. He stood against them alone. He didn't have fear for his life. He wasn't afraid to stand for the truth. His people stoned him to death, and then they stamped on his body, and then they set his body ablaze. They set him on fire. This is how they killed Habib. But what was the response of Allah? Jannah. Enter into paradise, Habib. Habib was given Jannah because he stood for truth against all odds. To have a good name includes character. It is most important. And one of the things that will help you to build that is for you to be firm upon what is true.